Kamala Harris is making waves as she's rapidly gaining support in her presidential campaign. And guess who's backing her all the way? The ultimate power couple, the Obamas.
There is no other choice than Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
Yep, when Kamala announced her candidacy, Barack and Michelle were right there, calling her up and telling her, this is going to be historic.
We called to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and to do everything we can to get you through this election and into the Oval Office.
Oh my goodness. Michelle, Barack, this means so much.
I mean, when the Obamas are calling you to say how epic this is going to be, you know you're onto something big.
Really?
But the support didn't stop with a phone call. The Obamas took center stage at the Democratic National Convention, making it crystal clear where their loyalty lies.
America's ready for a new chapter. America's ready for a better story. We are ready for a president, Kamala Harris.
Barack, in particular, stole the show with his closing speech on night 2 of the convention in his hometown of Chicago. The former president fired up the crowd with a pointed critique of Trump.
We do not need 4 more years of bluster and bumbling and chaos. We have seen that movie before, and we all know that the sequel is usually worse.
And just when you thought the energy couldn't get any higher, Obama gave us a nostalgic twist. Remember when he first hit the national stage back in 2004 at the Democratic Convention?
I am feeling hopeful because this convention has always been pretty good to kids with funny names who believe in a country where anything is possible.
He brought it all full circle as Obama, America's first black president, called for the election of the first woman and first woman of color to the Oval Office.
We have a chance to elect someone who has spent her entire life trying to give people the same chances America gave her.
Barack didn't sugarcoat things. This race is still tight. He pointed out that the real question voters are asking is simple. Who's going to fight for them, and who is thinking for their future?
One thing is for certain, Donald Trump is not losing sleep over that question.
If you expected Obama to play it safe, think again. He didn't hold back and highlighted Trump's age, something he might have skipped if Biden was still in the game.
Here's a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago.
And according to Obama, Trump's complaints have only gotten louder now that Kamala Harris is in the race.
There's the childish nicknames, the crazy conspiracy theories, this weird obsession with crowd sizes. It just goes on and on and on.
Makes you wonder, is Trump trying to drown out the sound of her growing support with his grievances? It's clear Obama sees Kamala as the future, not just a candidate. He praised her as someone who's actually in this for the right reasons, not just to play political games.
Kamala was not born into privilege. She had to work for what she's got. And she actually cares about what other people are going through.
Unlike a certain someone else who, as Obama put it, is more like that annoying neighbor with the leaf blower, constantly causing a ruckus and not really helping anyone out.
Now, from a neighbor, that's exhausting. From a president, it's just dangerous.
And with this metaphor, he drew a stark contrast between Trump and Harris.
We're running the leaf blower. She's the neighbor rushing over to help when you need a hand.
And Michelle? She was a force in her own right, delivering a powerful speech that electrified the crowd and took direct aim at Trump's fear-mongering tactics.
See, his limited, narrow view of the world made him feel threatened by the existence of 2 hard-working, highly educated, successful people who happen to be black.
And she didn't stop there. Michelle delivered a knockout punch with a zinger about Trump's black jobs comment.
I want to know, who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
Wow, this was truly a mic drop moment.
Yes, and I really enjoyed it.
And the Obamas aren't the only ones rallying behind Kamala. Harris has been amassing a wave of support from high-profile figures across the country. Even President Joe Biden, who caught everyone off guard by stepping aside from the 2024 race, has thrown his full weight behind her.
We're on the same team.
Harris was quick to thank him, saying, "With this selfless and patriotic act, President Biden is doing what he has done throughout his life of service. putting the American people and our country above everything else.
And I know we are all so deeply grateful to Joe Biden for his lifetime of service to our nation.
Now that's what we call an epic endorsement. Speaking about epic, Barbra Streisand, the legend herself, threw her weight behind Harris. She praised Biden for steering the country out of the Trump chaos and expressed her excitement for Kamala's candidacy. Barbara is confident that Harris will continue the good work started by the Biden-Harris administration. Plus, it's always nice to have a little extra diva energy on your side, right?
That's the key.
Next up, George Clooney. Yes, the George Clooney. In fact, he was so influential that his essay urging Biden not to seek re-election shook up the Biden campaign. But now, Clooney is all in for Kamala, saying, "We're all so excited to do whatever we can to support Vice President Harris in her historic quest." With Clooney on board, the campaign just got a whole lot more charming, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Robert De Niro also chimed in, calling Biden's decision to step aside an act of shrewd politics and selfless patriotism. Although he didn't directly mention Harris, you know the guy who's been trolling Trump outside courthouses and even narrated an ad for the Biden campaign is definitely rooting for her.
We knew Trump was out of control when he was president. Then he lost the 2020 election and snapped.
Then there's Queen Bey, Beyoncé herself. She hasn't officially endorsed Harris, but letting her use the song Freedom in campaign ads, that's a power move.
We choose freedom.
Plus, rumor has it that Beyoncé's ready to donate $4 million to the campaign and even clear her schedule to attend a Kamala Harris fundraiser. Wow, that's some real dedication. And although Beyoncé hasn't directly voiced her support, her mom, Tina Knowles, has been very vocal. After Biden's endorsement, Tina didn't hold back. She shared a photo of herself with Kamala on Instagram, captioning it, "Go Vice President Kamala Harris for president. Let's go." When Queen Bey's mom is leading the charge, you can bet the support is unwavering. Meanwhile, the enthusiasm is spreading far and wide. Ariana Grande shared Biden's endorsement of Kamala on her Instagram story, while Katy Perry celebrated with a video of herself singing, "It's a woman's world, and you're lucky to be living in it." But wait, Kamala Harris is gathering intergalactic support. Mark Hamill, aka Luke Skywalker himself, praised Harris as the candidate who will carry on Biden's legacy.
May the Force be with you.
And joining the cosmic crew, George Takei, aka Hikaru Sulu from Star Trek, is rallying his followers to back Kamala in her mission to defeat Trump. Looks like Harris's support is truly reaching for the stars. But that's not all. John Legend is pumped as well, saying he's ready to help Kamala reject Trump's authoritarian oppressive Project 2025 and get her elected as president.
I stand by it.
With his smooth voice and passionate support, he's definitely a powerful ally. Jamie Lee Curtis and Demi Lovato are also backing Kamala Harris, with Curtis posting, "We will support you," and Lovato sharing Biden's endorsement with a determined, "Let's do this." Demi also shared a fun pic of herself, laughing with Kamala Harris. Now that's a major girl power moment. Plus, Kamala Harris has the powerhouse rapper Megan Thee Stallion on her team. Megan even lit up the stage with a performance of her hit single Body at a Harris rally. Talk about turning up the heat.
We're about to make history with the first female president.
Another famous rapper, Cardi B, couldn't help but celebrate when Kamala was announced as the candidate, saying, "I told y'all Kamala was supposed to be the 2024 candidate. Stop playing with me." Cardi always keeps it real, and she's all in for Kamala.
And she knows she wants that seat. She'll be lying. She'll be like, "No, I'm okay being a vice president. I know you want to be the president."
Joining the excitement, Kesha and Charlie XCX have also jumped in, each bringing their own flair. Kesha used a viral coconut tree audio clip of Harris in a live performance. In the meantime, Charlie XCX stirred up quite the buzz by calling Kamala Harris brat. And yes, that's making headlines everywhere. For those who haven't caught the latest TikTok trends, brat is a nod to the brat summer vibe, which is all about bold fashion and a carefree party girl attitude. Looks like Charlie's adding some fun and trendiness to the conversation. Not one to stay silent, Lizzo also took to social media to slam the chatter about Kamala Harris not doing much as VP, calling the debate tired. she pointed out that Biden didn't face the same criticism when he ran for president as a former VP. Honestly, seems like she's got a point. Another singer that showed her support for Harris is Olivia Rodrigo, who's been a fierce advocate for abortion access. Rodrigo shared a video of the politician stressing the importance of reproductive health care on her Instagram story. Her message? Loud and clear. And let's not forget that Quavo took the stage at Harris's first campaign rally in Atlanta and delivered a rousing endorsement.
So if you never voted before, make sure you get out and vote right now, because it's the real one.
He definitely knows how to fire up the crowd. Meanwhile, the support keeps rolling in from other influential figures. Spike Lee, Wendell Pierce, and Rosie O'Donnell have all been enthusiastic on social media, sharing their backing for Harris and amplifying her message.
The clouds open up and the sun shines through, and the name is Kamala Harris. And thank God that the Democratic Party did exactly what they did.
Also, Jon Stewart kept it short and sweet, posting just one word on social media: legend. Enough said.
You're amazing.
And guess what? Aaron Sorkin, the brilliant mind behind The West Wing, has joined Team Harris after Biden's exit. Just hours before Biden announced he was stepping down, Sorkin had suggested in a New York Times piece that the Democrats should pick Mitt Romney to beat Trump. But once Biden was out, Sorkin did a quick 180, endorsing Harris with a straightforward, "I take it all back, Harris for America." What a plot twist.
If you are a little familiar with my work, it's not that surprising.
With such a star-studded lineup, Kamala's campaign is clearly backed by some serious Hollywood power. But what do you think? Does having celebrities as supporters make a big difference for a presidential candidate? Let me know your thoughts.